a check as well.
I want to say to the guy, does this happen? People just walk out?
No, it shouldn't. What possessed your friend to just leave?
Did anyone hear anything?
They all slept soundly through the night.
No,
He didn't have
no.
enough time to make any noise before he was possessed.
Oh, yeah, he never woke me from my watch. He left
Yeah.
in the night.
Yes, I stood watch, and then I woke Tubbs, and I went to sleep myself. Tubbs, did you see anything?
No. I was second watch, so did he wake me up for my watch, or?
Yeah,
No, I woke you up.
Thallan was third watch, so you woke him up. Tubbs, you woke Thallan up for his third watch, and then you went to bed.
Does anyone know? Has he traveled this jungle before? Why would he dig this hole?
I want to jump in the hole and see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, you jump in the hole and roll a scrutiny check.
Good one. Rolled a 79.
All right, and what is your scrutiny? I guess it would
11.
say right there.
Yeah. So I have to roll under it, or
you want to? In this case, this is an average check. So a lot of the checks at this point are going to be average. Doing things can improve, doing things to make the check easier can make it an easier trivial check. And doing things that are especially difficult can reduce the difficulty. There are 2 sheets below your character sheets. It's got cheat sheets. I believe cheat sheet 2 has the skills and the different thresholds for difficulties. So in this case, you look through it and you don't find anything of value or anything that, not of value, but of a thing that nothing gives you any clues. It just appears to be a small hole. It's probably only 1.5 feet long by maybe 1/2 foot wide. Maybe the size of a small child.
Okay. I want to crawl back out.
It's only 2 feet deep, but that is a crawl for you.
Tall.
Yeah.
Can I take a look too?
Yeah.
Did you find anything in there, Gnome?
No, nothing in there. Anybody see where his tracks went?
Oh, god dang it. That was supposed to be a whisper. Don't look! Don't look!
Away!
Here's the thing, I haven't seen it. The stream has seen it. I'm still on our Discord, so I have not.
Oh no!
Just pretend it doesn't exist, everybody.
Click spam periods or something.
Spam defenses!
Wait, but I rolled so well just before it.
Too bad, we can't see it.
Spamming attacks!
Yeah, you got 14 out of 18. That was real good.
So you look down into the hole, and from now on, I'm only sending messages through Discord. So you look down into the hole, and you actually find you find that small the small wraps that were because it wasn't discarded in the hole, and Connor just jumps into the hole and is like, "There's nothing in the hole." Starts burrowing a little bit, and you look next to it, and that's where you find those little old wraps. And looking in, you see maybe Connor disturbed it a little bit, but you see several small bones as well. And
yeah, I just share what you said.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like in the absence of being able to track him and not seeing anything around us, I'm just gonna start shouting his name.
And
Yeah,
I'll
I share what I
perfectly fine.
find. So it seems like this is a wrapping in bones of a small child, potentially an animal, but very likely a small child. Has he had kids? What is this? This is so strange.
and
I
I want to
mean,
ask the guide if he's heard of any stories of people just abandoning the camp, like any stories at all.
Okay. First, let me roll Svona's tracking check. So his tracking skill is a 40. So yeah, he gets an 18. And so you guys are looking around, looking at this hole and calling out. And meanwhile, he's been like studying the ground and looking around the camp. And so you go over to see what he's doing, and he's looking at the tracks, and he stands up and he goes, I've heard of people disappearing in the jungle. It is known that I've known on some long expeditions for people to go crazy or be lured into the jungle by fell creatures of myth, but not. This has never happened so close to Zazani. This is a safer area. This used to be a trek from, it's most of them, to Zarza, where we had no danger. This is unheard of to me, but what's strange is that it looks like he continued on the path towards Zarza.
In somewhat broken Svenosian, which, by the way, I probably would have checked this back in town. Does he speak merchant's tongue at all?
Your guide?
Yeah.
Your guide does not.
Okay. So in kind of somewhat broken Svenosian, I kind of reply back, myth with child, is there any?
There with child. Let me think. I do not know anything with child. Any myths with child. Of course, there are always myths about children being stolen by monsters, but never anything like this. No.
so we've got a dead child in a hole, and our recent acquaintance has dug them up and run off with them in the
That is
direction
correct.
that we're going. It seems to
Yep.
me that our best course of action is to continue as we were, in the hopes that we will one day meet up with our acquaintance again.
Question: would divine lore or religion help in this?
You could roll to see if it remarks, like, I mean, you could roll to see if anything rings a bell.
I would like that. Like, if I know like any specters that do this, or like how you was talking about.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about ghosts and everything, I'm gonna have the heebie-jeebies quite a bit, like very often. Like, clearly, I'm not liking this conversation. So should I do divine lore or religion? It is.
Divine lore, because religion is more about knowledge specific to your religion.
Right.
So it does not seem to ring any bells for you. I mean, that was a really good check, but you'd need to see whatever happened to him to know more in this case.
And with my
Maybe
superstition and
maybe
my-
there is a dead baby monster. That's your assumption at this point. Maybe a dead baby, but it looks like he dug up the hole. So
Right.
you don't know how this baby fits into him digging up the baby and then, or the child, and going there. So
Right. With my superstition, would I be able to look at the baby, or would I be too wicked out?
You would, if you saw the baby, you might be a little wigged out because of your superstition of the undead. But at
Right.
this point, you might even not want to go near the hole.
Right.
But uh,
Because I'm not
at
sure
this
if
point, you're not seeing anything.
right.
Nothing that would put you on edge.
Understood. I wasn't sure if it was just undead in general or just death. You know,
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
gotcha.
Are his belongings still at camp? I know his tent is, but are his other belongings, his pack, etc., still there?
All of his possessions are here.
I could try to see if I can get the badger to track him.
Svona has found the path, but your badger could also work in following him. You do have it does have a good sense of smell, so.
What do you guys think? Or do you just want to, maybe we just continue on the path, pack everything up, and bring all his things with us?
Yes, as I said, he's heading in the same direction that we're going, so if we just continue, we may someday meet him again.
I am like mind.
I pick up his pack.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave the tent.
You're going to leave the tent?
I can't actually carry too much more weight, but I'll pick whatever
so-
he has that's kind of lighter.
So it looks like he's got 76 pounds of equipment. So, 66 pounds without the tent. So
Never mind. I guess I'm gonna loot his pack. No.
loot his pack. Oh, well, I only got enough weight to carry his gold.
Oh, hey there. Hey now. Let's not loot a possibly dead man's belongings until we know that he's dead. I will, if I can, intercede, and I will heft his weight for him until he is found.
Yeah. There's enough of you that if you want to, there's enough that you can carry. There's enough of you that you can carry the stuff without encumbering yourselves too much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's split it up and carry it.
I mean, I was already at medium encumbrance, so.
Well, maybe you're a little bit slower. So it's a little bit of a slower trek. But the next half of the day is a little bit weird. You guys are kind of all a little bit nervous and on edge after that complete disappearance last night. And everything seems to be a little bit spookier. You might jump at every sound as the jungle makes its normal noise. And after about half a day, maybe even a little less than half a day, it's surprising because even though you're encumbered with more gear, you're moving a little bit quicker because you just don't know, like maybe you're eager to reach him, and you reach what you assume was Zarza. So this is Zarza. So there's a small creek that you pass. Maybe it's this continuation of the same one. So you guys can put yourselves down here at the very bottom of the map if you'd like. As you guys enter Zarza.
I'm throwing my token down here for you to throw wherever you wish.
Yep.
You could also probably collect the tokens from the previous map and throw them on, so you don't have to keep adding the names too.
Oh yeah, I think I should assign them to your.
That'd be a good idea.
That's what I meant to do. So while I'm doing this, Griffin, you.
Yes.
So you are kind of in this daze while you are journeying. You've got your mind is filled with all these strange memories that aren't yours, and this strange desire. And so you trek all the way to Zarza, and when you get there, you immediately travel to a you don't even take in anything of the village. You just beeline exactly to where you knew the father of your child used to live. And this time you don't have a shovel, and so this time you find the ruined building, and in your mind you picture the hut that used to stand there, and you step through the door and you see your husband, your loving husband, and you show him the child, and he's filled with joy, and you're kind of seeing two visions at once, and you step over to where you have a small crib set aside, and you're picturing yourself tucking in your child, but at the same time you feel the dirt in your hands as you claw open the dirt and rebury your child, and then it all snaps together, and you still have these kind of vague, blurred memories that I sent you, and you can kind of blur them as you'd like.
Yeah.
But you're famished and tired because you walked through the entire night, and you realize you have no food, no gear. All you have is what you had on watch.
Right, which would have been just probably like my stick or something, honestly.
Yeah, probably just your staff. Maybe you used
Definitely
it.
not 77 pounds of equipment. Honestly, that's probably including some other weights like the robe and stuff, but yeah.
I think I've assigned all of your characters to I'm pretty sure I've assigned your tokens to, or your named tokens to all your characters. So if you delete and then pull them out again, they should all have their names on them.
Nope, not for me.
Not for you.
Worked for me.
How do you delete the character?
If you click on them and then just hit
Your token.
delete.
Your token, not your sheet.
Yeah, your token. Don't delete your sheet. Don't delete your sheet.
I don't think it worked for me either.
Heavens.
Same.
All right. Well, I succeeded for one of you.
Mission accomplished.
All right. All right. And I think I've done Tub. I've done Thallan. Let's see, Connor. Yeah, works for Connor. Works for Rory. It looks like it's working for everyone now.
Great.
Huzzah!
So I'll give you guys all the description at the same time. Of course, Griffin, you're getting this probably just as the sun is rising.
Right.
Or well, maybe a little bit after, as it's about half a day's journey. So they probably reach it just about midday, and you're getting it very early in the morning. So this is Zarza. It's a large circular clearing, maybe a half mile in total diameter, but all that's left of it is blackened patches of ground and burnt timbers to indicate where most of the buildings and huts once were. In the very center of the clearing, which is right here, is a small hill, and standing on top of it like a broken crown are 4 waist-high walls comprised of stone and capped with a haphazard pile of burnt timbers and ash. So on the far side of the clearing, just in view, you also see, which is at the very top of the map, you also see a gathering of low earthen mounds, which is no doubt indicating the place where the dead were buried. So first, Griffin, what have you been doing for the past few hours in Zarza?
Well, given that I just finished bearing a baby and I'm terribly exhausted, I'm probably going to go ahead and shuffle over to the corner nearby, sit down, and recover until I feel like I'm ready again.
Okay.
That's probably going to be like a whole hour right there.
Yeah, you could spend the time resting.
And in the meanwhile, I'll actually just sort of close my eyes and try to listen to the landscape and see, like, does it sound like there's other movement out here? Probably not, but let's see.
Make a listening check and an observation check.
All right.
Yeah. The observation check in this one, it's rather easy. So it's within 80% of your observation check. So yeah.
All right. So very easy to get the observation and almost nearly normally rolling the listen check.
So if you roll under your skill, that's considered a difficult check. So you kind of like listen, and it maybe the jungle is a little bit quieter, just because you're kind of in a clearing that a lot of the animals are staying away from. But you're in a hut that's close enough that you can still hear the regular sounds of the jungle. But what you hear more, and what you're starting to see, is there are several groups of small monkeys loitering in the area. And even as you sit down and rest, you see several of them are like hop up on the ruins and like are looking at you. And some of them are even like peeking through the door and like coming close to you.
As a note, translate doesn't work on monkeys, does it?
No, I think they have to. Well, unless the monkey can speak a language. But I don't think
It says comprehend unintelligible speech, but that still probably has to be speech.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so I'll just kind of like, I'll actually just like stand up and casually like wave at the monkeys. Well, at least I have somebody here.
Some of the monkeys even wave back, and like some of them, like they all like it scares a few of them away, and they scurry away, but then they quickly come back.
So I think Thallan will probably do a short little tour of the village and see, like, well, what do these buildings look like they were meant for? Which one is the most important looking building? Things like that. Looks like most of these are probably like basic homes and farms. So
yeah, a lot of them look like they're basic homes and farms. And the one at the top of in the center on the big hill, you think might be the most important. And we'll say that it's about at this time that the rest of the group arrives. So you guys all arrive, and you take in the village of, and you're crossing this kind of makeshift bridge over the small creek, and you see Thallan like walking from one of the buildings and walking around and walking up to the top of the hill.
Being for a number of reasons, that one, we were hired as a group to come here, which means that danger is a probability. And two, Thallan left us in the middle of the woods and left all his stuff behind, so weirdness is afoot. I want to drop all of his stuff
in the creek. Good idea.
No, nearest where I am, somewhere around on the roadside here. But I want to draw my sword and shield, because I expect that this is where in the mission difficulty would arise, and I just want to be prepared ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I yell at Thallan and Kalmarin, like, why did you leave? What is going on? We have all your stuff, and I throw it down like in a.
How far away are we? We're like 170 feet away. So you're gonna hear back a what?
So this map is a little bit not quite to scale. So the diameter of the entire camp, half a mile. So at this point, you're probably little
even
under
further.
Yeah, well, no, the diameter. So you're at about probably a quarter of a mile if you're at the very center. So I mean, that's still enough that you probably hear shouting.
Right. Thallan will turn around and look. He'll like wave his hand, and then he'll take a seat.
Okay. That's what you see. You see him take a seat, and they're kind of like as he was walking up the hill, you see kind of like a small group, like several groups of monkeys, kind of like following him around. And as you guys are starting to walk into the ruins, you see some monkeys start to take like peek at you, and some of them are investigating. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, if one of them gets closer, I'll probably like pull out like a little piece of copper and like show it off to them. It's like, look, monkey, civilization. What do you think of this?
They all like look a little excited.
I bet I could teach you all to be troublesome to everyone else who comes here in the future if I keep giving you more of these.
Are you going to give one to him?
Yes.
So you like toss it to one of them, and the monkey it and looks at it and like holds it up in the light and then starts scurrying off into the woods.
That's worth a copper of entertainment.
All right, what are you guys gonna do next? What's the group gonna do? You see him wave and sit down.
Just playing with monkeys, waiting for you to get here.
Right.
Whole quarter-mile walk.
I'm gonna have my spear at the ready, but I'm gonna make my way and just kind of look around as I'm making my way to him, and just kind of say to everybody, "Come on, let's go here." There he is.
Okay.
Yeah, very slowly, but cautiously, because I still don't know what's wrong with him.
It's okay. The badger's here. We're good.
Yeah, I likewise have weapons drawn just in
Okay.
case.
Nobody
This
with so many
open.
monkey friends could be
Could be-
horrible, could they?
Yeah, exactly.
I watched The Jungle Book. That is patently untrue.
He's become the Lord of the Jungle. I'm sorry, but I have to say, Griffin is now the big bad evil. The first mission, kill him. So you guys can place all your miniatures. We'll say this is now an accurate distance. So if you want to put yourselves, however close you want to be to Thallan, you can put yourselves there. Yeah, so that's about 30, 40 feet away from him. So
My problem here is that I can't communicate with Thallan.
yes, that is a problem.
Except for, in the Pokemon style of saying his name.
You can, you can also use acting to pantomime things to each other. So if you ever do get in a situation that you like, it's just two of you that can't communicate, you can do acting checks to each other. So
Sounds like I'm gonna have to pick that up next level.
yep. Or you could just be really bad at it. And it's like, you want me to do
Yes.
what with my spear?
Thallan will just sort of casually wave again as you get closer. Oh, hello. Morning, of course. Suppose it's noon now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about noon.
Well, pleasant noon.
And to recap here,
Monkeys are...
Kara is the only one who understands you, right?
Yes.
And only if he's speaking like the language that we share. But yeah.
Right. So I'll be speaking to Kara specifically then.
All right.
I hope I didn't
And-
trouble you all too much.
What the hell? Jesus, we just lugged all your shit here. You left in the middle of the night on watch? What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me might be the troubled spirits of the area. They came for me in the night.
Are you talking about
Then-
these stupid monkeys? What the hell?
Oh, the monkeys are friendly.
Then what are you talking about?
Well, not about the monkeys, that's for sure.
Kara, what's he saying?
He's
My head's
talking
sort of-
about spirits, not the monkeys.
My head's sort of heavy still,
I'm speaking.
but
using
I've
tokens
put a
almost,
great
so-
sadness to rest. I don't think it will bother us again. But hopefully the spirits here will be more at peace.
Spirits,
That's all I
he's
can hope for.
Something I don't know. He's crazy. This is broken emotion.
Does he seem dangerous?
No.
Thallan
he
probably
just
has never seemed dangerous in his
seems
life.
crazy.
Right, but I mean, you could be ranting something real crazy talk, and that's what I'm saying. Does he seem dangerous? Does he sound like he's gonna hurt himself or others?
Thallan looks like he's just kind of chilling, honestly. He's hanging out with monkeys.
Right, but
Thallan is also very hungry.
you could be pulling a Joe Cool, right? You just look cool, say some crazy shit though.
I just wanted you guys to carry my stuff here, so I left in the middle of the night.
Carrie, does he know what this place is?
This looks like the village we were after.
And
He says
Svona
it's a village.
does say, yes, this is the Zarza ruins.
Well, I've been here for a few hours, and I'm proud to say there only seem to be these pleasant little monkeys around. It should be safe. Operative word, of course.
He says it should be safe. Only monkeys. This is the space.
If you could please let him know that his shovels are back by the bridge if he wants to actually work and not wander around in the middle of the night.
Well, I suppose I will go and retrieve my things then. And Thallan will do the long walk to go recover all of his stuff, take some food and shove it into his mouth, take the shovels all the way back. He'll probably actually like set up his stuff, like probably by the center here.
Okay. So you head out. You're heading over there, and the first thing you notice is as you're heading over there, see there's a small group of monkeys all over your stuff. And as you're watching, you see several of the monkeys start grabbing things and take off in several directions. And one of them has your entire backpack and is trying to drag it into the woods.
He's not going to have much luck with that, I don't think.
It's an attempt, but it's trying. He's like dragging it, and he's only made it a few feet, but several of the other monkeys have been more successful in grabbing like maybe your canteen or like anything. Especially, do you have anything shiny in your knapsack, kind of that might be hanging on the outside?
I've got javelins, I've got shovels.
Yeah, one of them's got a shovel and is dragging and is like hopping off with it. But anything that's kind of like on the outside or loose, they're like pilfering.
I'll go ahead and start approaching, and I'll just like raise my hands up, like, all right, this is enough games, monkeys.
The one that's dragging your backpack like looks over its shoulder and sees you and tries to go a little bit faster, but it's probably like a 8-pound monkey trying to drag a 70-pound backpack. So it's not working very well. He's kind of dragged it a few feet. Yeah,
I'll literally approach. I'll like look at the monkey as he's trying to like desperately escape from it. I'll reach down and pick up the backpack and it at the same time with just one hand, and just go. You're free to go anytime you want.
It looks at you like you're the one who's trying to take from it, and it squawks and then like hangs on for a second and then go and then like raises its fists at you and then like scurries off back into the jungle.
And then entirely nonchalantly, Thallan just throws it on his back. And I'll take note of like anything that is gone or stolen at this point. I assume the monkeys have fled like far beyond reach.
Yeah, the monkeys. Yeah, most of them have fled like out of your immediate. You're right now. Your signal whistle is missing, and that looks, and maybe one of your shuffles. So that looks like all the stuff that's probably easily grabbable. Like your backpack was like as he was dragging it, then some of the stuff was falling out, and they were kind of looking at it and grabbing things that looked kind of shiny. So,
all right, fair enough. The shovel's only 4 pounds, so they should be able to get away with that.
Yeah, they managed to get away with one of those.
Yep, and the rest is like dry, terrible food. I doubt they'd even touch that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one of them like gnawed on it and was.
At least I'm wearing my belt, so they can't take that.
That's true. They tried though. When you almost fell asleep in one of the huts, they tried.
Right. So Thallan will be like coming back, and he's like, "What happened to my tent?"
It's over there with the rest of your stuff.
Oh, okay. So you did pack it up after all, then. Okay.
Yes, everything. We took everything, assuming that we would meet you again.
Someday.
Oh, good that you did. Welp, and I will go ahead and hand a shovel over to who's the next strongest looking person. Oh, and I'll go ahead and hand one over to Eric, and I'll hold the other one.
If anyone has the skill laborer, or not the skill, but the proficiency laborer, then they'd be more efficient in doing manual labor. It's not just a factor of strength.
Mm-hmm. And I'll look over at the rest of everyone and go, it'd probably be best, Kira, if you direct them to explore this building here in the center.
Okay.
Your guide at this point is kind of just has kind of like steps, like sat in one of the ruins where there's kind of like a little seat, like there's and like kind of fashioned himself a spot to sit, and he's just kind of kicking back and letting you guys do what you're here to do.
Yes, guy, just keep an eye on this package here. This is where most of our food is.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you guys like to do?
Well, I want to dig on the mound.
You're gonna search through. This is a large hill that's got looks like the ruins of a stone building, and in the very north, at the top of the map, that's where there are a lot of looks like mounds of buried bodies.
I would not be over there.
Okay.
Thallan is going to be over there, and hopefully Ari decides to join me.
Oh, not Eric this time?
I'm sorry, I was like looking at the E on the stream almost looked like a C to me. So
It almost looks like Eric backwards.
Sure, if you switch the I and the R.
Yeah, almost.
If you're
dyslexic, looking at it in a mirror, and don't have your glasses on,
And change some letters around, sure. If you really try, my name could be almost something else.
So
now I wonder, does Connor have a shovel?
it looks like Tubbs and Kara are searching this stone building, while the other three are going through the corpses, or going through the what looks like the burial mounds.
Mhm.
I do not have a shovel, but I'll use like a piece of bark or something to use it as a shovel. I'll just look for something like on the edge of the.
Yep, fair.
Okay.
We'll start with Kara and Tubbs. You guys are looking over this central building. What would you like to do there?
I would like to see if I could see what type of stone it is. What happened to the stone? Because I would assume dwarves are like, stone whisperers or something.
Yeah, so do scrutiny checks to search through these ruins.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is an average check, so within 40. So yeah, Kara, maybe one of you were like, okay, I'll search over here. You'll search, and Kara, you're searching through, and you're just finding kind of burnt rubble and collapsed stone, and nothing much of interest. You find like a chest that's been broken open, and you assume that someone else has come through here and maybe looted it when they were burning the town. And Tubbs, you're looking around and you find a broken shovel. So it's a shovel with part of the handle broken off. So you can still use it, but it's just somewhat awkward. But aside from that, you don't find any. You succeeded a difficult check, so you searched it really pretty well, and you don't find any secret compartments built into the stone building or passageways or anything like that.
Do I know like how long the stone's been here? All that fun stone. Like something more a dwarf would know about stone.
This yeah, I'll give you some information on it. It seems like this building was been here for a while, not on the scale of dwarven architecture, but it was a fairly permanent building until it got burned down and trashed. It's not stone from around here, so it had to be imported somewhere ways away.
Gotcha.
It was probably here for maybe a year or two before it was destroyed. And it seems to have been destroyed along the same timeline that you guys were aware of. So a couple months ago.
Would I know what destroyed it exactly, or like by the marks or
It just looks like people like took hammers to it and burnt it, and tried to. It looked like what an angry group of natives might do if they lost a village and
Gotcha.
had a stone building. So, But you're not seeing like anything. You're not seeing stone like disintegrated or anything like too unusual. And that takes you guys a little bit. When you're done with that, what would you guys like to do?
I'll take the shovel that's not that's a little bit worse for wear. Probably help with the digging and such.
Okay, you're gonna move up there, and Kara, what are you gonna do?
I'd like to look around some of the rest of the village, check out some of the other buildings.
Okay, so you can move yourselves around to Tubbs up here. So by the time you've gotten up there, Tubbs, they've uncovered several of the graves. They've you guys have been. It's rather hot work. It's close to the equator. Yeah, you guys we're all up here now, so it's sweaty, hot work. Is anyone in armor at the moment?
Leather? Pad leather? Hold on.
I got some robes, but
Yeah, I got leather. But I'm gonna stay right here by this building because, yeah, no graves, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Tubbs comes up and brings another shovel that's a little broken, and then like scampers off without even looking into the graves.
I actually leave the shovel, just like stick it in the ground.
Yeah.
And you could tell I'm very wary of it. I'm not myself. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think it would half strip down.
Yeah, because if you guys are in your armor or in your gear, you're gonna start to suffer like heat fatigue. So you guys have like piled up your stuff near the side.
I'll keep watch over it. Cause there's monkeys and such.
Good call. I was about to ask. So yeah, you're having to do a fair job of like keeping monkeys away because like it may be one trying to like wearing Connor's metal helm and like trying to like waddle away. You have to grab it and take it away from it.
Yeah. Do I hear a whistle in the distance?
somewhere out there, a monkey has learned to be obnoxious.
Really?
The first four, you're about 4 graves in at this point, and all you've uncovered, they're rather shallow, only a couple feet deep at most, and all you've so far uncovered is a skeleton, several skeletons. You see, like each one has several skeletons in it. Some are men and women, small enough to be children. The flesh of each of these corpses, after enough, it's been enough time that it looks like the earth, insects, and carrion have stripped it away. So you see that, I mean, some of them have small tatters of clothing left, but most of them are full-on skeletons. As you guys are digging, you get to, we'll say, you're digging. Are you each digging together or each working on a different grave?
Thallan's probably fine working on his own just as he goes.
Yeah, I'm working on my own too.
Are you sure? Because we are laborers. We do make things faster if we work together.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's faster regardless, as long as you have a laborer doing it. So yeah. I mean, if you're working on your own grave, you'll just and he is finishing his graves. So
yeah, I took the ones on the right. You can see in the map.
So you're working along, and it's actually you, Connor. You're digging, and you uncover one of these graves, and you finally get the last dirt off. And as you break it into this kind of cavity where these graves are, from the earth out burrows several giant centipedes that start squirming out from the corpses and attack you.
Yeah.
So I'll move these to the token layer, and I'm going to move them all by Connor.
Goodbye, everybody.
That's how my last character died in D&D.
Quick, I'll save you. I'll cast Translate.
So we're now starting combat. So everyone who's unaware, or everyone who is digging should roll a d12 for initiative because you guys were surprised by combat. Thallan, you
Gets
roll a
D10.
d10. Yep.
Mhm.
And Tubbs, you also get a d10 because you were saying you're on watch for these monkeys. So you're also just a little bit more aware in general.
How much
And
yeah, of course.
And because of your class, you get an additional dice better. So you're actually going to roll a d8.
Okay.
And then I just roll d12, right? Not penetrating or anything.
Yep, it'll actually be on your character sheet.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh yeah, look at
I didn't see that.
that. Roll a 1.
And
Where-
Kara,
That means you're
you
fast.
also roll a d12.
Where is it on the character sheet?
It's right under quick references. Yep.
Is it a D12 for me, or is it
Yep.
lower for the level up?
Let me see.
I'm just checking. Like, is it a D12 normally, or it's a because I'm normally mine would be an initiative dice lower.
Yeah. Oh wait, Tubbs. I had it switched around. Tubbs doesn't have the initiative dice better. It's at least not yet. It's Kara that does.
When we do we roll or?
We're fine. I'm fine with it for now. I'll just let it slide for this first combat. All right. And all right, so we got Connor. We got so the one thing is you have to click on your miniature before you roll.
Oh,
So that it adds it to the tracker because the turn order is tied to your miniatures themselves.
all right.
So
Sorry about that.
no worries. This is a learning.
Yeah, that's good. So is the higher the initiative, the better, or
No.
I
The
guess so.
lower because
Lower.
you want to go as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Right. Here it would be the number of seconds you have to wait until you can do something.
Yep, and it's probably not going to matter for rolling a bad initiative here because as soon as they attack you, your initiative is going to lower.
Okay.
So
So Thallan's initiative is the worst.
yes,
Yep.
and so
I'm
as
just
soon
trying
as
to
I hit
understand, you know.
as soon as I hit next, so now see how the turn order reorders.
Yeah.
So all the giant centipedes are going to go on second one,
Okay.
and then Thallan's is currently the worst. So if I hit next, it's first going to highlight one of the giant centipedes. And so the giant centipede on second one can act. And so like you're digging this grave and you take a shovel of dirt and kick it over your shoulder. And then this centipede has crawled up your shovel and attacks you.
Ah.
So what you're going to do in this situation is you're going to roll a D8 for defense. And there's no way to do it on your character sheet, so it's just a flat D8
Okay.
while this centipede attacks. So
Flat D8.
yep. So this one hits you. Now,
Yeah.
centipedes are a little bit unusual in the way that they do damage, in that they don't do any actual damage to you by their bite. However, what they do have is centipedes have poison. So the way poison works is you're going to roll a d20 and add your constitution. So your constitution's a 10. And then
Okay.
if you have any bonuses for against poison, which would be, which I don't think you do, but people like Tubbs do.
I don't think I do.
So you're going to roll a d20 and add 10.
Okay. Not penetrating, right?
Not, it is penetrating.
Hmm.
And I'm going to roll a d20 and add my 5. And I actually rolled a natural 1. So a natural 1 means regardless of what you roll, it's unless you roll another 1. So the first one bites you and like you feel it kind of burn a little bit, but aside from that, nothing happens. So now I hit my melee delay. So for this one to attack again, it's going to have to wait its time in initiative. And so during this time, between now and then, it's still acting. So it is trying to bite you. It's like trying to get in position. And technically, between your initiatives, you can still react and act. So, like, if this centipede wanted to like move, then he technically could during these seconds. So, even though you're locked into making another, if you choose to make another attack, which this centipede wants to do, you can still choose to take actions like movement.
Okay.
And
I mean,
so,
could I tell the, could I, since I can, speak to, burrowing animals and stuff, could I tell the badger that I'm having trouble and to attack the centipede? Or
yeah, and we'll say because these are natural creatures and they see you getting attacked, that this is a chance in which Rory would be able to help you.
Okay.
And so I'm going to first do the melee delay on this centipede. Let's add Rory in. Do you want to add an initiative for Rory?
Sure.
You should be able to click on Rory, and then in the top left you see initiative.
Okay. Top left. The red circle, are you talking about? Or
no, so when you click on your character, you see some of those macros that say like done and delay.
Yeah. Oh, so you mean click on his sheet?
No, just click on the token, Rory.
I did.
Does anything pop up in the top left?
Well, okay, attack damage delay. Okay. So
Do you
what would
see
I
initiative?
click? No, I just see attack damage delay details.
All right, let me add there's a specific macro that I use for my monsters, and Rory has a monster sheet since he doesn't have a character sheet. There you go. You should have it now.
Yep.
So click on initiative.
Okay.
And then it should ask you what dice do you want to use.
Right.
So put a 12.
Do I just put 12 or do I put
just put 12 because it already has the dice. It's just asking you for the size of the dice.
I don't put like D12 or anything like that.
Just 12.
I just put 12. Okay. And then submit.
Yep. All right. So Rory's going to go on second 3. So it's now the next centipede. And so this centipede is also going to go up and attack you as well. And so in this case, you're still rolling that D8.
Okay. The natural D8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there's 2 Rorys. I just didn't know where the other one was. Oh, there he is. There's the second one. Oh, there's now. I didn't know where the other Rory the Badger was, and it's right in front of me.
He's so small. Here they come.
All right. All right. So this again failed, and so now we're doing another poison save. And this got a 10.
Okay.
So in this case, you have a D20 plus 10, and so there's a low chance that you're good. I'll build I'll build macros for you guys because it would be easier to do poisons with macros as well. That'll try to make it easier so that you can just click a button for poisons. It's next up is this other centipede who also chooses to attack you with a natural 20.
Great.
So normally a natural 20 would do more, but since these creatures only attack with poison, it doesn't.
It's worthless, yeah.
But it really hit you. So let's see another D8. And make sure these D8s are penetrating. So there is a chance that you could beat.
I didn't know they were.
Oh, heat. All right, so another poison.
Right, so that's I'm going to use the advanced dice roller here.
No worries.
So am I still good?
Yeah. Oh, you got a 37. So yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
So then another one attacks you. Here, I'll just do let's see, melee delay this one. This last one will try and so last one can't reach you because there's so many, so it's scuttling over. So then one more defense roll there with a D8. All right, so then it's how many poisons can you survive?
Not that one.
Not that one. So, that was an accident. It's not supposed to be 29 damage.
Okay.
It looks like so it looks like I had it rolling a D20 plus a D6 for damage. So I fixed that. So you take 9 points of damage. And so the way this is going to happen is you're going to take seconds, and this is just the way this poison works.
I'm going to take what? You cut out there for a sec.
9 points of damage.
9 points.
Yep. And this damage, because it's poison, is going through your DR. So you're going to add a 9-point wound to your sheet.
Okay.
And for you, because you are you have fast healing, that'll only take you 8 days to heal.
Okay.
Now, in certain circumstances, if you took just a 9-point wound, you'd have to trek your threshold of pain.
Okay.
But this damage is happening differently, where it's not one wound that you're taking, but it's 1 point of damage every 10 seconds. So it doesn't actually trigger your threshold of pain.
Okay.
So you get bitten, and that just starts to burn. And it is now.
Can I draw my short sword? I mean, am I able to do that and try to strike at them too? Or
Oh yeah. So when you get attacked, you're made aware of combat. So your initiative drops from an 8 to a 3. So I'll drop that for you. So now it's second 2. So you're still like reeling from the impact. So on second 2, this centipede starts scurrying towards other prey. And this one is also going to start scurrying towards other prey. It sees his friend going for Thallan. It's also going to go for it. So, and then this is just how it goes. It's, because they can move every second at their speed. And so these guys are just doop, doop, scampering over the ground. And so now on initiative 3, it is your turn. What would you like to do, Connor?
Well, I want to slash at him with my short sword.
So you need to pull out your short sword. So drawing your short sword will take 1 second.
Okay.
All right. So then you'd be like, okay, I'm drawing my short sword. So you draw your short sword, and then you'll click on your character and hit done. Because that's just a 1 second action.
I click on my character.
Yep.
Oh, and I hit done.
Yeah, and you hit done.
Okay.
And now it's Rory's turn. Rory can also act on second 3.
Okay.
What would Rory like to do?
He wants to scratch him, bite him.
All right. So click on Rory and then make an attack. So I think attack is also an action for you up there in the top left.
I see it.
All right. So Rory attacks, and the centipede tries to defend. So I got a 12. You got a 14. Rory hits. So Rory can do some damage.
So I roll for damage.
Yep. Then roll for damage. And so he bites into this creature, doing a pretty decent chunk of damage.
Get him, Rory.